Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 6, Episode 31. So first, let me just say, because I am a person that likes things decent and in order, I don't like the fact that we're ending the season on an odd number. It don't feel right. Like 31. It's so stupid. Am I the only one that feels like that? I mean, it's not no big deal. But it's like, it's weird. It's just weird. Anyway, thank God the season is over. You guys everybody has done their reviews on this. So I am really just doing this in the interest of continuity on my channel to make sure that I have all my reviews if people are watching in the future, and want to know what happened to episode 31. That's why I'm doing this, but it's a week late. It's the new year. Even though I'm not considering this a 2024 video, I still feel like this should have been in 2023, just like Raising Canaan. So yeah, still not the official first video of the new season, which is 2024. So okay, yeah, I'm glad it's done, y'all. I'm glad it's done. This is it for me. I'm not gonna be reviewing this show anymore. So let's just have a little discussy, shall we? And then we'll go on to the reunion. So let's get to it, shall we? Okay, so it's date night, and she just wants to continue on. You guys remember when Maurice did the date night and had the room decorated at the hotel? Well, she's seen his room and upped it up one, and she's decorated and made it really nice and all of that, and she just wants to thank Maurice for being there, through her whole cancer. I mean, do you call it a scare? It's not even a scare. I mean, it happened. I guess it was some scary shit, but, just from her having the cancer and having to go through all that, that's not what he signed up for. And I was like, oh, Kimmy, that's absolutely what you sign up for when you get married. It says it right there in the vows. Sickness and in health. You hope that people don't get sick. You pray that your partner doesn't get sick, but sometimes it happens. And if they really were listening to the vows, they're supposed to be there for it. I mean, nobody says that it's fun, nobody says that it's easy, but I mean, sometimes that's just kind of how it goes. So Maurice did the right thing. He was there for her, when she looked down, when she was having chemo. He was down there at the seat of the down at the foot of her chair. And, it was just good to have that support there, because a lot of people don't have that. She's happy that he was there, and he tells her, like, no, I mean, yes, he was going to be there. So that was never going to be a question. As far as this sex situation, Kimmy is still trying to meet Maurice a quarter of the way. And no, she's trying to meet him halfway. She also wants to make sure that their sex life is back on track. So she was like, she did a boudoir shoot. And those are always fun. And she has a special gift for Maurice. And she break out this old big ass, it was like a big ass 36 by 52 inch frame picture of her in her lingeries, sprawled out on the floor or whatever. And it was a nice picture. I was like, Kimmy, we couldn't just do like an 8 by 11, maybe that way he can put it on his desk at work. I mean, you can't, child, where you gonna put this big ass picture? She said over the bed. I was like, I mean, I guess. What if somebody come over and they got to use the bathroom and the bathrooms is full and they got to go to your bathroom and now they got to go through there and they got to be seeing Kimmy and her in her compromised situation here, so. But yeah, it was a thought that counts, and Maurice loves it, and Kimmy looks good, even with her cancer scare. You can her cancer battle. I don't want to say scare because it actually happened. So with her cancer battle, she still stayed in good shape. She looks good to me, you guys. I know Maurice ain't kicking her out the bed. That's for damn sure. So yeah, now that they got that, we can try to finish up this night. The crew has to leave. They got business to tend to. Very, very cute. Okay. And our next people would be Stormi and Courtney. So we see them out in the slingshot. I think was he on a motorcycle or a tricycle? Trike. I couldn't see what he was on, but they were out. And, they just enjoyed going out riding together. They went and get something to eat. And she is telling him how she is getting the family together. So she, apparently they got Uncle Fred. I guess Uncle Fred is like maybe the patriarch of the family. So everybody listens to Uncle Fred or whatever, and she was talking to Uncle Fred and she trying to figure out how to get all the siblings together. Now, we thought it was a mom and a sister, but it looks like it's more siblings that's involved in this family fight that they're having. So, Uncle Fred was like, yeah, get them all together. Uncle Fred, come on through. And see if he can get everybody to be on the same page. So now that Uncle Fred is going to be there, she's thinking that maybe everybody is going to sit down and listen, and there's not going to be a whole bunch of fighting and bickering and carrying on. Courtney was just like, you really think that that's going to work? Because, we've just seen just from a couple of scenes with Stormi's family that them ladies look like they gonna fight come hook or crook. So, Courtney was just like, that might go left, and, you might just have a bigger fight because now you got all the siblings together as opposed to just your mom and your auntie. So, girl, I guess you know what you're doing, but whatever. Stormi's feeling very positive about it. So, we do get the picnic and the family all comes, and we, Uncle Fred there, Grandma there. All right. And, apparently the whole problem with the family, the fight, is that there's one sister that takes care of, I guess, the grandmother. Well, I thought they were saying grandfather, but is it the grandmother, and the grandfather, whatever. It's some elderly people that need to be taken care of. There's only one sister that's doing it. Okay. And you hear about this happening all the time. You have an elderly family member that needs help, and it usually falls on the person that is the closest in proximity to that person. And then if that's not the case, it's just that usually the one that's going to step up and do it, and then everybody else is just sort of like, okay, she got it. But anybody that's been a caretaker will tell you that, yeah, they don't always got it. Sometimes they need help. So I understand the lady saying that, damn, can I get a weekend? Can I get 1 week? She got them all the time, and she can't even be with her. She don't have quality time with her husband because she's always dealing with her mom. Like, can somebody else just take her for a week? And I thought it was very crass of Stormi's mom to just be like, what's the big problem? Okay? You got your man right there with you. You guys in the bed together every night with mama and daddy or whoever these grandparents are. Okay? And I was just like, ain't this about a bitch? You ain't going to be trying to be hunching while your parents is in the other room. I don't give a damn how old they are, Yeah, sometimes you just want to get loud and wild. Ain't nothing wrong with what Stormi auntie's saying. And Stormi's mother is just sort of like, I need to be able to, see my man when he don't work in town. So I see him when he come in town. And then, when she works full time and then she needs some downtime. And the lady was like, but what about my downtime? I don't never have downtime. Okay, I'm assuming maybe the aunt doesn't work or whatever, but it's still work being home. It's more work sometimes. Because if you like me, you just walking around looking for something to do. I was just like, Roxanne, sit your black ass down. Mrs. say every time you come home, there's something else different in the house. Because it's just like you there, you walking around, you trying to figure out what you can clean up, what you can move around, what you can decorate, what needs to be changed, what needs to be built over here, what you can add a piece of furniture. That's how my mind goes. So I'm just like, I never get no rest. Really, all jokes aside, it's not fair for just one sibling to do it. If the lady is saying she needs help, then somebody ought to be able to do it. So after they go back and forth with all of that, they finally settle on a weekend, I think. Okay? As far as anybody kissing and making up and hugging and, we all one big happy family again. Well, we not doing that. So Stormi gonna have to take this win, however small that it is. At least the fact that, auntie get a damn break. Maybe her and her man can get a session or 2 in while, the grandma and grandpa off to somebody else's house for a damn change. I'm not mad. Next, let's talk about Mel and Martell. This conversation, I'm just like, Martell is really stupid. Like, it really takes a person that has absolutely no self-awareness for them to not realize how ridiculous that they sound when they get on this TV and it has anything to pertain towards their marriage or their failed marriage. Nobody sounds more ridiculous than Martell does. And I thought that Martell was coming around to understanding where he was in this whole thing. And it's clear that Martell is still quite clearly clueless as to how he thinks that Mel is supposed to receive him. So they go and sit down, of course, when they get there, it's a coffee shop. So it's the middle of the day. They're getting some coffee. She orders tea. He orders his coffee or whatever. They go sit down. He got flowers. She was like, who these flowers for? He was like, for you. She was like, no, this is not appropriate. Aren't you seeing Sheree? He said that he's single. He not dating nobody. She said, well, I am, so this isn't appropriate. So give it to the kids. Okay? So that's the way we start this whole thing off. Then Martell get to start going off about, apologizing. He talked to Chris and Chris told him that she didn't feel protected and all of this. So he apologized. I was like, didn't we already have this conversation when we sat down at the restaurant? And I think I even gave Martell props. Like, okay, he finally did admit it. And Mel actually thanked him for saying those things. And so I was like, you've already said that. Whether or not you mean him, we don't even know. But it's already been said, okay? So really, what is this? And so he's going on and on, I just wanted to see how we can become partners, because we're co-parenting and, I want to see. And Mel was just like, we are never going to be good. Okay? Nigga, this ain't never going to be right. I have never been a part of a bigger gaslighting than this. Okay? Mel was just like, oh, nigga, I don't know where you come from. But what we're not going to do is try to look good on camera when we get into social medias and then you want to act a goddamn fool. Okay? Yeah, you do all of that over there, throwing the rock and whatever, and then we get on the show and then you want to hide your hand. But we're not doing that. Okay? She understands that everybody don't be on social media, so folks don't know that Martell be cutting the fool over there. I don't even go on their social media, so I don't be knowing what's happening over there. You guys always tell me, okay? But Martell be cutting the fool out there, and then he be thinking that he come on this show and it's all, me and Mel, we need to try to figure out, because we got kids and we gonna be family. No, this is all the stuff that Mel was trying to preach to him when they first broke up. This is all the stuff that she was trying to preach to him. Now, because they can't get on the same page on this co-parenting and he's so slick with it, that Mel is just like, we never gonna be good. We not. I'm not going to never accept. You can't tell me when I'm supposed to get over what happened with you. You can't, because he was just like, he was even trying to flip it around and make it seem like it was Mel that was being the difficult one and not trying. She was like, nigga, if you don't get out my face. And I was still very proud that Mel did not get herself so riled up, because the whole time that I was sitting there, I was just shaking my head. I was like, boy, this Martell is like, nigga, do you have any pride? Okay, stand up, like the ladies say. Cause what is you doing? You look so stupid. It's like and then you look like you trying to beg her to, what? Do you need her to actually say the words, I forgive you? No, she's not going to say that. I would never give him that pleasure. Not the way that he act now. Martell would have to come a long, long way before I would say that I forgive him. Okay, and Martell ain't came nowhere because that nigga's stupid. So yeah, that conversation, he followed her all the way out the door. All right, because I don't care what nobody say. Martell wants to have Mel back. That will never happen. So Martell needs to move on. All right, all this cute stuff. You getting all gussied up and, probably smelling good. He got his old ring on that she bought him back in 2008. He tried to lie and say that he bought her the ring that she got. I was just like, Martell, we are all smart enough. We don't believe that kind of stuff no more. That happened in the first 2 seasons when Martell would just throw out lies and everybody would run with it. Don't nobody believe Martell no more. So you need to stop it. It's pitiful. I felt like really, I was like, you ought to be embarrassed for him. It was almost second-hand embarrassment. I didn't quite get there, but I was just like, you should be embarrassed, Martell. I wonder what he feels when he watches that kind of stuff. But yeah, Mel is the victor in this one. Martell needs to just go and be with whoever he gonna be with and leave Mel alone. And then lastly, you guys, this conversation with Letitia and Marceau. Letitia's just fed up because the house is not ready and the kids is about to go back to school, and Marceau is still working on their house. She feels like the house is not a priority, and that, you know, now they're going to be stuck in this apartment while Marceau is still working on the house. I thought that it was supposed to just be a 2-week job. Isn't that what they said when they first started? Okay. Now, I don't know how long it's been, but the way that Letitia is talking, at least it looks like it's been a few months, because I think they just moved in there through the summer or whatever. And they had to extend the lease and all of that. And, you know, Marceau was just sort of like, his attitude is just sort of like, I'll get to it when no, he's not saying that I'll get to it when I get to it. But Letitia feels like that's what he's saying. Okay, that I'm gonna get to it when I get to it, because Marceau tells her, you know, they got Skolt and they have some hotels they're building and some gas stations, and, you know, those things come first. And she just feels like, no, that shouldn't come first, because you got a family that's jammed up in a damn 2-3 bedroom apartment some damn where, when we can be sprawled out in this house. Not to even mention the fact that the damn Scott Manor that's supposed to be happening, what's going on with that? Like, have they just given that up? You know? So, there's that. Then they start talking about Houston and, you know, her feelings being hurt, that he don't trust her. And he was just like, you know, babe, you know, just the fact that you talking about, you know, taking a test, didn't you think that that would be a problem? And she was just like, no, she just feels like she looks at their relationship differently now, because it's obvious that he don't trust her. The fact that he was so serious about, you know, like, did you cheat on me? She took a damn test, maybe she cheated on me. You know, she was just like, if we don't have trust, we don't have anything. And I feel like that's where we are with it. You know, so then Marceau was just like, you know, Letitia, did you step out on me in our marriage? And Letitia just looks at him and she was just like, I can't even answer that. And he was just like, don't do that, Letitia. Don't not answer my question. And she was just like, I'm sorry, I can't answer that. Which is, of course, we know is because she's kind of doing the same thing to him that he did to her back when they was on that patio back there with Wanda. And, you know, she had asked him and he was just like, I'm not going to answer that, because if I had to answer that, we don't have anything. So I'm sure that she's doing that to him, and it doesn't feel good. And she's just sort of like, I'm sorry, I can't answer that question. And he's just shaking his head, and she just like, oh, well. She was like, you know, so where we go from here? And he was like, I guess we play the game. She said, well, play the game then. And you know, again, I know that this is a show. Letitia and Marceau not breaking up. Letitia ain't leaving Marceau. Marceau not leaving Letitia. None of that is happening. I still, in the very back of my mind, feel like Marceau is throwing Letitia a bone and letting Letitia kind of boss up a little bit on these last few episodes, so that she can kind of get back on the good graces of the fans and kind of at his own expense letting himself look worse. That's just kind of how I feel. Because these people be conniving on these shows, you guys. You have to remember that it's part entertainment, okay? So, yeah. All this, you know, well, play the game then, and tight neck, and, you know, not a smile nowhere, and everybody's serious. It's just bullshit, y'all. They fine. But anyway, that wrapped up the season of Love and Marriage Huntsville season 6. 50,000 damn episodes later. Okay, let's get on to this reunion. All right, you guys, that's it. Make sure that you thumbs up the video, comment on the channel if you hit comments. What is the words? All right, rock stars, that's it. Make sure that you thumbs up the video, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm Roxanne. The channel is itsrox. Everything else I do should be down in the bottom bar. If it's not in this one, just check another video. All right, and watch that video while you're checking. All right, you guys, that's it. I'm going to get on off of here. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.